at this stage, but what I'm going to do is very simply grab all those verts, go ahead and put an FD box on that, and I'm going to set number of points a little bit higher so I can get right in there on the areas that I want to manipulate. I'm going to go left view. And this portion of the profile is okay. I'm not liking the weak chin areas, so I'm going to pull that out a little bit more, maybe down a little bit more. I don't really like what's happening with the mouth yet. Maybe this entire area needs to come out just a little bit more. And maybe the nose needs to come in slightly. Mouth looks too full to me now. Let's grab those control points. If I go to face front, I'll go to the actual verts. Here I'm going to select those, go to left view, because I don't want the back of the cage. So I'm going to deselect those, all of those, print again, and see what this is going to do. Alright, now I want these, less these, left, less these. So I just have the outer corners of the eyes. Alright. So again, I'm going to be mindful of the 5 eyes across as I do this. And I think that's alright. I want to make sure that I have a very strong eye socket all the way around the eye. One of the primary problems that I see in models, facial models, constantly is that this edge out here flattens out. There's not a real strong bony landmark here, which weakens the entire face. So I'm not getting what I want for the cage, so I'll go back in and pull verts on that. Let's see. As far as proportions go, let's see. I think I'll lift this a little bit. I'm liking that much better. Let's see what that looks like in the front. Alright. Let's see. Okay, eyes, mouth, nose, let's see. To deselect those. And nose down slightly. Make a nice strong nose in the male characters. And the bridge and the again the eye socket all the way around. Nice strong bony features there for the male characters. Also for male characters, it seems to be a stronger trait if you have a nice thick neck in the back. You can see that improvement already, and not so much of a curve right back here. Also, flatter forehead seems to be a feature that you can pull out, and it just sort of depicts a little stronger character. I'm sensing that if I pull this down slightly, nope, that's not working. I like it better this way. Alright, so checking my proportions. I think my ear is back slightly, so I will pull it forward a little bit. and I'll go up with it slightly. Alright, you can see how powerful these cages can be when you are manipulating your character. You can also see that just the slightest variation can sometimes be the difference between the strength, the strong look of a character and one that's not so strong. So it's really important to use lots of photo reference, to also check the 3/4 view of your character. You can see that my bone structure has flattened out here. Not liking that, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out a little bit. I can do that by selecting this string of control points. So I select all the way through, use my scale, and go to my 3/4 view. I can easily, as you can see, pull those out on both sides so that I get a better looking profile. Now, I'm seeing that it's a little strong here, this lobe, so I'm going to, again, select all the way through. Go to my 3/4 where it looks a little odd and begin to tweak it down. I may need to go that route back here also. Alright, this is looking better already. Now, I've mentioned before in class that the mandible area, the jawline, is also really important for depicting strength in a character. So I'm going to pull that area out, make it protruding a little bit more. And I'm getting a little bit better result now for what I want. My eyes, you can see there's a problem with my eyes. So I will go in and fix that by pulling on verts, but for the most part, I think I'm getting a little bit better shape than I had before. Something here I see. Always try to work in orthographic views rather than perspective. Perspective won't give you what you need usually. Alright, good. Getting a nice square facial shape on this male character. The ears are still too large and not in a correct location, but I'm getting closer. Eyes need to be tweaked a little bit. The nose needs a little bit more definition, especially around the nostril area. And but we are getting a little bit better shape now. So I'm going to pause here and continue to push and pull verts, and when I'm a little closer I will check back. Now I'm pulling the eye socket bone out here to make sure that we have enough topology here to handle describing that. I'm shaping the eye a little bit more, making sure that the eyelid has enough geometry in there to do what we want it to do. I still need to get in here and do a little bit more work, but primarily getting the nose and eyes and mouth and the proportions correct on the face is the goal. And so this is becoming fleshed out to the degree that we can map on our high resolution mesh. You could go a lot lighter than this, but since I want a lot of control in here, I know exactly where my edge loops are. I can rig this a lot better for probably rig it with bones to be very efficient and for lip syncing and eye blinks and so forth. So I want to make sure that this mesh is solid before I go on and detail that in a high resolution software package. So I'll be doing a little bit more work on the eye, pulling this flat surface out and creating an eyeball. I usually use two surfaces to do that so that you can get a real good description, visual description of the eye. The eye is probably the most important thing on the character. If you have a realistic eye, then you can pretty much pull off any other things that you're trying to disguise. The ear needs more work, and of course a few more edge loop concerns here. All in all, it's coming together